moment allowing yourself to shift here, move around a little bit, working out some of the subtle kinks of the week or the evening, eventually landing in a comfortable or relatively comfortable seated position. And then beginning that Ujjayi breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And starting to draw the breath in deeper so you feel it moving through the throat, through the chest, reaching all the way down into the core, and perhaps even into the hips and the pelvic floor. Now, as you keep this breath going strong, I'd like to work with the intention this morning of turning inward. So fall is this symbolic time of turning inward, of shedding. As the days get shorter and colder, you have this opportunity to dive a little bit more inside and to slow down. So letting that concept of turning inside and slowing down start to weave into your physical body. And then if there's anything else that is calling to you as an intention today, anything else that brought you to your mat, you can weave that in as well. A few more breaths here. On your next inhale, draw in a deeper breath than you've taken so far. And at the top, hold full. Feel that energy building, that intensity building as you hold the breath perhaps a little longer than you want to. And once you've reached that precipice, exhale, let it go. We'll do that twice more. Deep breath in, filling yourself up as much as you possibly can. Lifting through the heart, the crown of your head, hold full, yeah. As you're ready, let it go. One more time at your own pace. Once you've completed that, come back to your Ujjayi breath and just start to weave in some movement here. So it could be twisting side to side, maybe rolling to the neck, maybe the shoulders, perhaps folding forward or walking hands side to side. Just feeling into your physical body, experimenting a little bit here with movement. Then for the next 1 to 3 breaths, make your way back to neutral. Balancing out the side bodies, or the sides rather of your body. And then bring the soles of your feet down to the ground in front of you, about mat width apart. behind you to support, lifting up to the chest. Your exhale, lower the legs to one side. Inhale back to center, exhale to the other side. Just getting some movement through the hips here. A little twist through the low spine. And then coming back through center, pick up the left leg, cross your ankle up over top the thigh. Depending on how tight your hips are this morning, you may want to walk the leg out so it's not as intense, or you may want to walk the heel in to increase that intensity. Then if movement feels good, keep that going here. A little bit of shifting side to side, loosening. Keep your foot flexed back towards your shin to protect the joints. And bring the leg to center, and you're welcome to stay here if this is a deep enough stretch, lifting through the heart, breathing down into the hip. If you want to go deeper, you're going to fold the bottom leg under, stack the shins. And every type of yoga calls this something different, so we'll call it shoelace in Forrest. And then you can start to tip forward, coming deeper into the hips. So about 5 more intentional breaths here. Keep the feet flexed so you're protecting the joints. Breathing into the sensation. With this intention of turning inward, each time you feel comfortable, close your eyes. So your attention and your awareness is drawn inward rather than on the external world. Soften through the shoulders. One more deep breath into your hips. And inhale, rise up out of your fold. Replace the soles of your feet on the ground, and we'll simply switch to the second side. So right ankle hooks over the left thigh. If it feels good, bring in some movement. And then coming back through that center line, either staying here going deeper by lifting through the heart, or walk that left foot over to the right, stacking your shins. It's also called fire log or double pigeon. You're welcome to stay upright or just starting to tip forward. It could be as subtle as a lean, or maybe your hips are feeling pretty open this morning. You fold completely over the legs. Once again, as you are comfortable, close your eyes. Turn your attention inward. Turn your attention towards sensation. So can you direct the breath into the areas that you're feeling? And if the breath is challenging to find, or if the sensation is causing you to make funny faces, that's a good sign to back out of the pose slightly and not go quite as deep. 3 more breaths. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Extend both legs forward, give them a little shake out. And roll down onto your back with a prop nearby. And if you're directly next to someone, stagger your mats because we are going to straddle the legs. You don't want to glide with legs. So come on down. Is there anyone that's pregnant? All right, if you're online and you're pregnant, good luck. Just kidding. I'll give some options. All right, take hold of your prop, so either that rolled up mat or block. And if you're working with a block, you're gonna want it middle width. You're gonna stick it up in between the legs, as close to the pelvis as you can, and then reach the legs straight up to the sky. Spread your toes. Now if this feels like it's pulling on your low back or your hamstrings, you can always bend the knees. You can also keep the feet all the way on the ground if it's feeling like too much pressure. Take a huge breath, spread it across the low back, and we'll work with just abs with a prop to start. Take a huge breath in. Hold that breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze your prop. On exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades come up, squeeze a little more, draw belly down. Yes, inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat, curl tailbone up, squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift nicely. So squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up so you feel the legs extend higher towards the rafters. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, draw low belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid-back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a second time, pull belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Curl tailbone up, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull low belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders, take an extra breath. So you can keep the legs straight or you're welcome to bend the knees to 90-degree angles if this gets too intense. Moving into gate opener. Take a huge breath, spread it through the back body. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up, squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Squeeze the prop a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, bring left hand to your prop, straddle the legs. So if your knees are bent, you'll just keep them at 90-degree angles while you're doing this. Curl tailbone up, reach out through inner thighs, pull low belly down. Yes. Inhale, bring legs back together, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades come up, squeeze a little more, draw belly down. Inhale, right hand to prop, straddle. Exhale, curl tailbone, reach out through inner thighs, pull low belly down. Inhale, legs, bring legs back together, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, left hand to prop, straddle. Exhale, curl tailbone. Reach out through thighs, pull belly down. Inhale, legs back together, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath, stay with me. Curl tailbone up, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, right hand to prop, straddle. Exhale, curl tailbone. Reach out through thighs, pull belly down. Inhale, legs back together, lower head and shoulders. One more round here, hold full. Curl tailbone up, squeeze. Exhale, lift head and shoulders. Shoulder blades come up, squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, left hand to prop, straddle. Curl tailbone, reach out through thighs, pull belly down. Inhale, legs back together, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, right hand to that prop, straddle. Exhale, curl tailbone. Reach out through thighs like you're trying to press strongly into a wall. Pull belly down. Inhale, legs back together and release. Set your prop aside, but still reachable. And we'll take a little windshield wiper legs just to release here. So arms come by your sides, knees exhale over to one side, inhale back through center to the other side. Just getting into a little bit of a flow that feels good to your body. Moving into bridge pose. Bring your legs back to center. And your goal here is to stack knees over ankles. So sometimes it's helpful to reach down and raise the back of your heels with fingertips. That helps to establish that positioning. And root down strongly through your feet. Inhale, peel your spine up and away from the mat, lifting into bridge. You're welcome to use your prop underneath your hips, but you don't want it in the small of the low back. You want it closer down towards your sit bones. You can turn the prop to the right side. That will allow you to comfortably lift with a little bit of a heart opener. Yeah, awesome. Press into the earth with your feet so you feel that connection to the ground. Maybe even lifting your toes up so you feel Dojina, so you feel that connection even more to the earth supporting you here. And then really emphasize the breath into the belly. So all of those muscles we just tightened have an opportunity to expand, becoming flexible once again. Taking 5 more deep breaths. When you close your eyes, feel what's present for you. Maybe the hips lift a little bit higher. Activate the legs. Feel even the lower legs supporting you here. Take one more inhale. Remove any props under your hips. Exhale, slowly lower upper, then mid, then lower spine back down to the earth. Then release here by either pressing the thighs away, tractioning out the back body, or hugging the knees into your chest. Rock it side to side if that feels good. Roll over onto your left side. Use your arms to press your way up. Come all the way forward onto the hands and knees, setting up for dolphin pose. So those of you familiar with dolphin, you get to pop right into it. You don't have to listen to my explanation. If you're newer to dolphin though, take a moment, grab hold of the opposite upper arms with your hand. That just measures the distance between your elbows. And then you'll place the arms back onto the mat, either parallel to one another, lengthwise, or hands clasped like a half triangle. Lift up in between the shoulders. Exhale, tuck your toes under, hips extend to the sky for dolphin. Head hangs heavy, just allowing the weight of your head to traction out the spine. Yeah, nice stuff. Keep lifting the hips to the sky, good job. Feeling that connection to your core, supporting this lift. Get that breath going strong, supporting you here. And tiptoe the toes in a little bit closer to your elbows. Yeah. Inhale, extend the left leg up to the sky. Let that leg hold its own weight, so it's actually lifting you up out of the right leg, lifting you up out of the shoulder, feeling that strong connection. Breathe all the way up to the tips of the toes. Take one more inhale. Then exhale, slowly lower the left foot down. Take the entire inhale to float the right leg up to the sky. Spread the right toes. Nice, Adam. Reach through that leg. Find more space and lengthen the spine by extending through the sole of that right foot. Exhale, lower the right foot down to the mat. Take one more inhale in dolphin, hips extend higher to the sky, maybe coming up to the tippy toes. And then exhale, knees slowly lower to the mat. Ease your way into a child's pose, embryo, or puppy. Allowing your body to be heavy and supported by the earth. Closing your eyes here, really intending. Turn your awareness inward and to really feel. 2 more deep breaths, healing here. Inhale, ease your way up to hands and knees. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. This first down dog of our practice, let it be a bit of an experiment here. So you can bend and straighten the legs. You can shift your hips side to side and forward and back, feeling into this inversion. Spreading the fingers, connecting into the earth as that foundation. Close your eyes, tune into sensation, 2 more breaths. Exhale, tiptoe your way up to the top of your mat for a forward fold. Knees can be bent, especially if you've got a sensitive low back or tight hamstrings. On your next inhale, float halfway up, spinal extension. Exhale to fold it back in. Let's do that once more. Inhale, spinal extension, halfway up. Exhale to fold it in. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Arms sweep overhead. Maybe a little back bend at top. Exhale, hands back to heart. Let's flow your classical suns. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Slow, controlled fold. Inhale, step left foot back, lunge. You're welcome to keep the knee lifted if you feel inspired today. Otherwise, lower that knee down to the ground. Float the arms up to the sky. Soften through the shoulders. One more inhale here, lifting to the heart. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank pose. From here, you have the option to go directly to down dog and skip the vinyasa, or move with me through the vinyasa, slowly lowering chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, step left foot forward, lunge or low lunge. Keep that inhale going as you lift up to the torso, soften through the shoulders. Exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Drawing the belly in, start to rise up. Inhale, sweep arms overhead. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Flowing here, inhale, reset. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Slow and controlled dive. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Continue the inhale as you open up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank. Skip and go directly to down dog or float that vinyasa, chaturanga to cobra or up dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step right foot forward, lunge. Lift and open, maybe a little back bend if that feels good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms sweep overhead. Maybe a back bend here. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold. Slow and controlled, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Inhale, left foot back lunge. Keep that inhale going, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step to plank, flow through your vinyasa. Shoulder blades draw back even as the heart lifts. Nice, Melinda. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Come all the way up, extending the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last round here, moving with your breath. Re-extend. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, right foot back lunge. Lift and open, taking that back bend if you'd like. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step to plank, flow with your breath. Shoulder blades back, lifting the heart, nice Corey. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot comes forward. Lunge or low lunge, open it up. Exhale, hands to mat, forward folds. Drawing into the belly, come all the way up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Close your eyes, release your arms by your sides. Just take a moment to feel. Feel all the way down into the soles of your feet. Let that awareness travel up the legs, up the core, through the heart, all the way up to the crown of your head, and back down to the tips of the fingers. Inhale, float your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, sit back to chair pose, Utkatasana. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. The funky part about keeping your eyes closed in a pose like this is you feel the weight shift and how balance is a constant shifting thing. Take one more inhale, lifting to the heart. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Knees can stay bent. Inhale, halfway lift for that spinal extension. Your head lifts last. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Step back to plank pose, this upper push-up position. Knees can always come down for support. Connect into your core. Yeah, awesome. You all are in a straight plane. Nice. Engage by drawing the belly in, then breathing intentionally into the back body. So try to find space for the breath to move in, even as your core is strong. From this place, you have the option to go directly up and back to down dog, or move through that vinyasa, slow and controlled chaturanga. Inhale, scoop the chest through. Nice, David. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. So we'll all meet up in our downward facing dog. Inhale, slowly float the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend that left knee, open up through the hip. So your breath is weaving all the way through the core, up through that quadricep, hip flexor. Equal weight through your hands so you feel this mid-spine twist. Inhale, re-extend the left leg. Exhale, bring the left knee in to touch the chest. Well, you can't really touch the chest, towards the chest rather. Inhale, re-extend the left leg, feel for that extension. Then exhale, step left foot through warrior two. So back heel roots down, windmill your way up. I'm going to spin so I'm not facing the wall. And take a moment to feel into this pose. So this front heel is more or less bisecting that right foot. If you were to draw a line, hips reaching towards the ground, front knee bent in a 90-degree angle. And then bring in some ease in the intensity of this pose. So maybe you feel the shoulders are tight, you can flip the palms to soften there. Maybe you feel a little bit of pain in your shoulders, something like that. You can always bring your hands to your hips. You tend to hold tension in your jaw, open and close the jaw. Maybe move it around, kind of like a camel. And then test your balance here. Close your eyes. Connect into the earth and notice how there's that constant, subtle shifting. You're always easing closer towards balance. Shoulder shrugs just because it feels good. So release your arms in front of you. Take a huge breath into the back of the heart. shoulders straight up, straight back. Keep squeezing as you drag the shoulder blades down the spine. Inhale into the upper half. Exhale, hug mid-shoulder blades towards spine, pull down. Inhale into the upper back. Exhale, bend your elbows. Draw bottom tips of shoulder blades, elbows towards spine, pull down. Release the arms, roll out the shoulders. Let's do one more round here. Inhale into the upper back. Hold forward, your shoulders straight up. Hold them straight back, keep squeezing. Exhale, drag the shoulder blades down. Yeah. Inhale into the upper back. Exhale, hug mid-shoulder blades towards spine like you're trying to hug a pencil. Pull down. Inhale into the upper back. Bend elbows. Exhale, draw bottom tips of shoulder blades, elbows towards spine. Pull down. And then release, roll out the shoulders. Float your arms back up. Your exhale, release the arms behind you, interlace fingers, lift up to the heart. So you're welcome to stay upright or move this into an ostrich pose, diving forward, bringing the torso to the front thigh or to the inside of the front thigh, clasp hands, reach up to the sky. If this bothers your shoulders, you can always bring the hands down to the earth. You can also use a prop. So if anyone wants a strap, let me know. I'll mask up and bring you one. Good? Keep the breath strong, moving all the way down into the hips, all the way down into the pelvic floor, expanding all the way up into the shoulders and upper back. Release the hands, bring your hands down to the ground. So if you're not folded forward, fold forward. We're coming into head to ankle prep. So this is one of those complicated poses. It's not complicated, but I still haven't come up with a good way to explain it. So take the right hand, walk it to the back of your mat. So it's to the inside diagonal of the right foot. Left hand's going to come to the inside the left leg. Start to press the left leg forward and away. And then lean the torso towards the right leg, towards the back of the room. Yes, I think you've all got it. Fabulous. And then the deeper you bend into the left knee, and the more you lean away from the left leg, the deeper you will feel this stretch. Breathe all the way down into the hips. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Left hand's in this inside of the left thigh. Yes, I can see you now. You were hiding behind someone. Take one more inhale. And then walk the hands forward, coming into half moon. So shifting the weight into the left leg. Left hand comes to the outer diagonal. Inhale, right arm and right leg lift to the sky. Now, you can always use a block or prop under this left hand. If this is too much, you can always take a triangle pose instead. So you're supported with the right leg on the ground. So finding the version that works for you. Yeah, if you're working with a block, bring it to the outer diagonal of that left foot. It will help with the balance aspect. Connect into your breath here. If a bind is part of your practice, you're welcome to bend that right knee, reach back, find the foot, come into this bow variation. Totally optional, 3 more breaths. If you have hold of that right foot, release it. Set the right hand down to the ground, step the right foot to the back of the mat, bend into the left knee. Now, at any point during this sequence, the back knee can come down for support. Reach the arms back behind you so you're hovering above the left thigh, doing that straighten the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, crescent lunge, arms reach the sky. And then deepen your lunge by inching the legs further apart. So you feel this as a stretch as well as a straighten pose. Check in with the shoulders and the jaw. You're always welcome to bend the elbows or even bring the hands to your hips for support. turning toward the left wall. Or right hand can come down to the ground or a block, twisting towards the thigh, perhaps extending the left arm up to the sky. Yeah. Direct your twist from your center, so from your core. Check in with that right shoulder, make sure it's not jutting forward, but still in line with the rest of the joint. Yeah, you got it, Amber. And then breathe from fingertips up through the heart. Really using that exhale to go deeper without pushing deeper. 2 more full breaths here. Exhale, lower both hands down to the ground, to the inside of that left foot. Bring the right knee down for support. And if you have sensitive knees like me, you may want to fold over the mat to add some extra padding. We're coming into this deep low lunge. So walk the left foot forward as far as you comfortably can. And then either stay up on the hands, but I do recommend coming off of the wrists. So easing your way down to the forearms if that's possible today. You can always bring them to a block as well, so the ground is a little bit higher up. Now, if you want a little more intensity in the pose, you can curl the right toes under, pick up the right knee. Wherever you are, breathe down into your hips. If your breath is hard to come by, that's a good sign to back out of the pose slightly. Modify it so that you can still find that full fluid ujjayi breath. Yes, awesome. Three more breaths here. Keep the back leg active. Inhale, press up to the palms of your hands. Curl the back toes under if they aren't already. We're going to shift into a pigeon pose. So there's a few options here. Option 1 is you simply inch that left foot over to the right side of your mat. You can always place a prop under this left hip for support. You can also sit over on the left hip and bend the back knee so it takes pressure out of the joints. We're going to fold over this left leg. If that feels too intense, you can always come onto your back and take that reclined variation, ankle hooking over the knee. So we'll be here for about 5 to 7 breaths. If anyone needs any additional props, please wave me over. Happy to grab them for you. Breathe into sensation. And just be an observer of what bubbles up. And then the next step of that is to work on not judging what bubbles up. Just being present, allowing, accepting what's present for you. Feel more deep breaths. One more inhale all the way down into that left hip. Exhale out the mouth. And ease your way back up to the palms of your hands. Curl the right toes under. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Extend that left leg back up to the sky. And slowly bend the knee, opening through your hip once again. You have the option to stay here or flip your dog into a wild thing. Left foot comes down, left arm reaches up and open. Totally optional here, especially since it's not a Forrest Yoga pose. And then flip it back over. Everybody re-extend the left leg to the sky. exhale, step left foot back through in a shortened warrior two stance. So right heel comes to the ground. Keep your hands on the ground. So if the ground feels too far away, you can always bring your hands to a block. All right, head to ankle. We're going to see what happens this morning. So, option one, you just hang. Just letting gravity do its thing, guiding you deeper into your hips. If this starts to feel like too much, you can always bring that right knee down to the ground, supporting that. Now, if you would like to go deeper, shorten your stance a bit, start to tuck the shoulder under that left leg. If you'd like to go deeper still, grab hold of the right ankle with left ankle with the right hand. Left hand comes into the calf, start to tuck your head behind the ankle. If anyone gets that far, I can still show you more examples or more options, but I think that's far enough for most of us. 3 more breaths in your version of head to ankle. Maybe next time we'll work on roadkill and resurrection. These are all funny forest names. There's also weather vane, which we can play with. So on your next inhale, unwind out of that. Carefully ease your way back to plank pose. 5 breaths to unwind. So that could be a full vinyasa, that could be cat-cow, that could be a child's pose. Give your body what you need here. About 3 more breaths. Just noticing the difference between the left and right side. I'm used to teaching yoga in the backyard. 74 feels hot. All right, making your way back to a downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, extend that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend the right knee, open up through the hip. But keep that equal weight through your hands, really pressing into the earth. Yeah. Breathing up into that right hip flexor. Yeah, good shift, Joanne. On your next inhale, re-extend the right leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Get that lift in the core through the back body. And inhale, re-extend the right leg. Exhale, without momentum, step the right foot through. Warrior two, back heel roots down. Inhale, windmill your arms up. Just taking a moment to feel out this warrior pose. Once again, establishing that stability by stacking the right knee over the heel. Back foot strongly rooted, balanced weight between the 2 legs. Filling this pose with breath. Kite hawk. On your next inhale, flip the palms to the sky. Exhale, the thumbs are going to lead. Roll the palms down. I'll come over here so you all can see me a little bit better. Rolling the palms down. Torso starts to fold into a little bit of a roll. Inhale, thumbs lead, flip the palms back over, lift up, open through the chest, elbows draw down. Yeah, that's it. On your exhale, rotate through the palms, shoulder blades lift, roll it down. Yeah, beautiful. Inhale, come back up, lift into the heart, shoulder blades down the spine. 1 more round here. Slowly flip the palms, roll through the chest. Inhale, peel it back open. And then release the arms, roll out the shoulders. Hands back behind you, lift up through the chest. On your exhale, you're welcome to stay here or come into your ostrich pose. Diving forward, bringing the torso to the inside of that right leg. Head hangs heavy. Beautiful. Taking the version that works best for your body, so you can always release the clasp to the ground if that feels better. Exhale, lower the clasp, then release the hands. Moving into head to ankle prep, or as can choose which word you prefer. Left hand comes to the inside of the left leg. Right hand comes to the inside of the right thigh. So you're going to press this right thigh forward and away. Left hand is going to be supporting you as you lean the torso towards the left leg. And if that feels like too far away, you can always bring that left hand to a block. The deeper you bend into the right knee, the more you will feel this stretch. Direct your breath into that sensation. Two more breaths here. Half moon or triangle pose. So walk the hands towards the top of your mat. Shift the weight into the right foot, bringing a prop with you if you'd like here. Right hand to the outer diagonal. Left leg reaches up, left arm reaches up. Once again, you have that option to take triangle pose instead, keeping both feet on the ground, still getting the opening. Yes, beautiful. Remembering that this is ultimately your time on the mat, your practice. You're always welcome to modify or change the poses as your body requests. Option to take that bind here, bending the left leg, finding the foot. Beautiful. If your left hand is lifted, fingers spread softly open. Nice. Release the top foot if you have hold of it. Place both hands back on the mat. Step the left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Both hands come to the inside of that right leg. Lower the left knee down to the ground to start coming into this deep low lunge. This can be where you stay propped up on the palms. Or if it is available to you, make your way down to your forearms, bringing them to the ground or to your prop. This just gets you off of your wrists. Breathing down into the hips. Option to curl those left toes under, pick up the left knee to add a little more intensity to the pose. Yeah, breathe down into the hips and then soften where you can here. So notice where you naturally are clenching. Some of us is clenched through the jaw. Sometimes it's the shoulders. Sometimes it's the hips or curling the toes. So just notice where your stress is harbored. See if you can soften another layer or two. Three more breaths. This last exhale, let it go out the mouth. Lower the left knee down if it's not already. Press up to the palms of your hands, setting up for your version of pigeon pose. So that first option is to scooch the hips back, walk the right foot over to the left side of the mat, keeping the right knee bended. Once again, you have that option to place a prop under your right hip. You can also sit on the right hip and bend the back leg. That's a Forrest variation. You always have that option to come onto your back to take a reclining version. About 7 breaths here. With the main goal of this pose to feel and to stay present for what bubbles up, what feelings, what sensations, what emotions. Being a witness to that without judgment. Two more breaths here. Where else can you soften? Where else can you release? Inhale, carefully ease your way back up. Curl the left toes under. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Eventually extending that right leg up to the sky for your three-legged down dog. Bending that right knee, open up through your hip. Option to flip your dog, taking that wild thing. And then flip it back over. Everybody re-extend the right leg, finding that extension. Exhale, step the right foot through, setting up for head to ankle. So it's sort of this awkward shortened warrior one, warrior two hybrid. Both hands are to the inside of the right leg. And once again, this is where you can hang out. So if your hips are pretty tight, feels like a lot this morning, just keep your hands on the ground or your prop. Just let gravity take you deeper. If you'd like to draw your way deeper into the pose, you can start to grab hold of that right ankle with the right hand, hooking the shoulder under the leg. If you want to go deeper still, you can take the left hand, grab hold of the heel, bring the right hand to the calf, press the calf forward, start to tuck your head under your ankle. Yeah, awesome. Breathing into this pose. Just feeling for where the flexibility is at in this moment. And then feeling for an edge of release. Notice where you're gripping tight, where you're holding on. Inhale. Start to ease your way up out of that. You'll have 5 breaths to unwind here, so taking your time. You can take a vinyasa, you can take cat-cow. It's a choose your own adventure back to down dog. Take a deep breath in down dog. Exhale, lower your knees to the earth. Look up here for a quick moment. So we're going to do one more round through that. We're going to flow it though, so it'll be a breath or so per movement, with an option to take a few other poses in between. So real quick, a few other options here. When you come into Ardha Chandrasana, you have the option to play around with some handstand hops, totally optional. And then from this deep low lunge, you have the option to play around with twig or stick pose. So when we're in this deep low lunge, you can wrap the arm to the inside of the thigh and then start to walk the hands forward, bringing the forehead to the ground, pick up the back leg, that's twig. Or if you want to play around with stick, you can inch that right foot forward, hug the elbows in, pick up the legs. We won't hang out there for very long, but just some fun options if you like arm balances. Any questions on that? All right, let's see what happens. So make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, left leg extends up to the sky. Without momentum, step left foot through, warrior two. Familiar arms up. Exhale, release the arms back behind you. Interlace the fingers if that's accessible for you today. Lift up to the heart. Exhale, fold forward, ostrich pose. Take one breath in here, lifting the hands higher. Exhale, lower the clasp. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana, weight shifts into the left foot. Inhale, rock your weight forward. Triangle is still an option here. Expand in the pose. We'll take one extra breath to find your balance. Exhale, option to bring that right hand to the ground. Or actually, do bring the right hand to the ground. Option to play around with that handstand hop for a breath or two. And then step the right foot to the back of your mat, low lunge. Both hands come to the inside of the left leg. You can hang out here or try a twig pose, hooking that left hand under the left leg. And you'll walk the hands as far forward as you can so you're literally squeezing around the arm with your leg. Pick up the back leg. Yeah, awesome. The more forward your left hand is, the easier the pose is because it's literally just shifting your center of gravity. Inhale, unwind out of that. Float the left leg back up to the sky for three-legged down dog. Option to flip the dog over for a wild thing. Just 2 breaths here. Flip it back over. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. You can always skip your vinyasa and go direct into down dog or move to that chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, next step. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, float the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step right foot through. Warrior 2, windmill your arms up. Take a breath, settle deeper into your pose. Exhale, release the arms behind you, interlace the fingers if that's accessible. Lift up to the chest. Exhale, dive forward into your version of ostrich pose. Extra breath here as the clasp lifts higher. Exhale, lower the clasped hands. Moving into Ardha Chandrasana or triangle, weight shifts into that front foot. Inhale, lift up and open, taking an extra breath for the transition. Exhale, lower the left hand down to the ground. Option to play around with a few handstand hops. Inhale, step the left foot to the back of your mat, both hands to the inside of the right leg. This can be where you stay or playing around with twig or stick. I'll guide you into twig. So the right hand hooks under the right leg. Inch the hand as far forward as you can so you're on the tippy toes. Yeah, that's it. And then forehead towards the ground, pick up the back leg. Awesome, Lisa. Nice, Amber. Good, David. Yes, nice, Gina. Inhale, unwind. Unwrap that right hand. Float the right leg back up to the sky. Three-legged down dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up to the hip. Option to flip your dog here if that feels good. Sometimes opening up just feels delicious. And then flip it back over, flow through your vinyasa. That could be a cat-cow, it could be a traditional chaturanga, up dog, back to downward facing dog. Feel your hand root into the earth. And from here, step or float through to a seat on your mat. Come all the way down onto your back. If you'd like any props or extra clothing, you're welcome to grab those now. Making your way onto your back. Start here by hugging the knees into your chest, a little rocking side to side, massaging out the spine. Then let's transition it into happy baby pose. Reaching down, holding up the soles of your feet with your hands. If movement feels good, you can rock it side to side. Release the feet. We'll come into a spinal twist. So knees stack over your hips, arms extend out by your sides. If there's a different variation of a spinal twist you prefer, you're welcome to take that. On your exhale, let's lower the knees over to the right. So we're all at least going the same direction. If you prefer an open twist or a leg crossed twist, you can take that. Taking a few very intense breaths into this left side body. Close your eyes, tap into feeling. Slowly bring your knees back to center. At your own pace, shift to the other side. There's no rush here, just listening to your body. Once you feel balanced between the two sides, bring the legs back up through center. Shifting here into any final movements or poses of choice. If you feel pretty complete as it is, you're welcome to move directly into Shavasana. If you need some options, always wave me over. Happy to give some different ideas. But eventually, over the next 5 to even 10 breaths, finding your way into this final relaxation, Shavasana. Eventually allowing yourself to surrender. Giving yourself this time to release moment for gratitude of your practice, your breath.